How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Sunday night live stream. I don't know how long we'll be on tonight, but we will see, I guess. It's been a great weekend. Had a great time. If this is your first time here, we just have a couple minutes where we let everybody get on here onto the live stream, and then I have to pull up comments and do all that kind of stuff. So bear with us for just a couple minutes. We'll get started very soon. But if you're early, let me know how your weekend was. Let me know what you've been up to, how everything is going in your life. And then, oh wow, we just passed 1,700 subscribers. So last week we passed 150,000 views as a channel, and this week 1,700 subscribers. That's pretty cool. Let's see here. I can't see anyone on yet, so I'm not sure. Seemed like the live streaming platform was not working well when I was trying to pull it up, so we'll see if this even works tonight at all. Maybe it's not going to. Okay, alright, there's one person here. Maybe it's just taking a while, or maybe notifications aren't working properly. I'm not sure. Do you guys, when you come on here, do you get notifications, or how does that work for you? Is that how you end up on the stream, or do you just like know to sign on at 9 o'clock? Maybe you can just let me know. How do you find this stream every Sunday? Because I have no idea how it actually works. So help me out. All right. Summer's here. Connie, you are first tonight. You did a good job getting here first. You also did a wonderful job today at church. We had a church potluck dinner today. We had a celebration for a couple reasons. We had a Royal Family Kids Camp. It was last week. That just ended, and so we had just an awesome. They had an awesome week for Royal Family Kids Camp. I got to go and visit them last Wednesday. It's actually the last video that I put up. If you want to go check that out, it's called "The Video I'm Not Allowed to Make." But I got to go up and visit Royal Family Kids Camp just for a couple hours. It was totally a blessing to be there. We had an awesome time, and Tyler gave a little testimony this morning of just the great time they had there. 8 different churches were involved, 24 volunteers, and just blessing some kids in our area, and just a great ministry. And then we finished summer serve as well yesterday, so it was kind of like this big kind of ending point for what we've been trying to do for Living Water Church over the past, really over the past 3 months for summer serve, and over the past year and a couple months for actually probably closer to a year and a half or 2 years for Royal Family Kids Camp. So it's been a culmination of a lot of hours, a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of time. And so it's just been a lot of different stuff going on. And now it's time for just a little bit of a season of rest. And so that's the title of tonight's video here. But anyways, we will get to the comments. Let me go through them, see who's here, and then we'll check it out from there. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, I don't have any specific topics. I have a couple things I could talk about tonight, but if you have anything you want to talk about, make sure to ask your questions down below, and then maybe we can figure out where do we go from here. I have a couple of different ideas, or I kind of know where the channel is going to go over the next few months, and so I guess I could tease that a little bit. But if you guys have any suggestions or thoughts on, what do you think should happen next for the city of Kittanning, I'd be very interested to hear your opinion on that. Sorry if I'm talking funny. I'm really tired. I didn't have coffee today, so I'm actually drinking some tea right now because I'm trying to get away from a caffeine headache right now. Todd's in the house was second. Krista's in the house calling me old, evidently. Let's see. Snoopy's in the house. Good to have you, Snoopy. Roger's here. Todd's here. Oh, I already said Todd was here. Snoopy says, do you remember me? I mean, I kind of remember you, but I remember your name from YouTube, but I have no idea who you are. So if you want to tell me who you are, and then I could see if I really remember you for real, I'd be happy to let you know. Eli's in the house. Summer says, gosh, there's a lot of comments already. Summer says, we just sit around waiting for you. That's fantastic. uh, Egotistical Waffle says, bruh, how's it going, sir? Good to have you. Todd thought he was first. He was not. Gregory says, Ray William Johnson. Oh, man. You remember Ray William Johnson? That's like way, way, way back in YouTube. He was pretty funny, I guess. Pretty crass humor, though. So maybe not quite my guy. Water Apex is in the house. Is that Colin or is that Evan? I'm not sure. Who is Water Apex? But good to have you. Says church was awesome. I was kind of disappointed. My sermon, I don't think, was really on point today. I mean, it was effective, evidently, but I preached about light, and I was just thinking about a lot of things that I wish I would have said afterwards. Like I was kind of down on making lists and different things that we do to kind of like free our minds a little bit of anxiety and free our minds from depression. And so I guess I didn't want to put those things down like I think that I did, but I really wanted to say, hey, we shouldn't just have coping mechanisms to take care of anxiety or depression. We should go to the power source. We should go to God. And so I'm not against making lists or that kind of stuff because I do all those things. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, I still had a great time at church. Still had a great time in worship with everybody, and the picnic was so fun. Turned out even way better than I thought that it would, and we just had a great time. Really fun time at the picnic. Let's see here. All right, so Chris has got some questions. Where are we at here? Todd's reminding everybody to smash the like button. Wow, we got 19 people here. That's fantastic. Zumo Jumo. I got to put you on timeout already. I don't know why you guys got to talk like that. Melissa's here. Good to have you, Melissa. Chris is not happy. Adrian's in the house. Adrian was a beast at kickball. You did awesome, Adrian. Very fun time playing with all of you today. That was really fun. We played kickball at the church picnic. I was a little skeptical of kickball, but it was actually super fun. I'm going to hopefully tell the story about the kickball game in tomorrow's video. I got some cool slow motion clips from kickball. So tomorrow's video will include, well, I guess it'll be Tuesday's video. We'll have a dramatic kickball story complete with footage. Gene's here today. Good to have you, Gene. Dustin says, hey, Pastor Andy, how are you doing tonight? How about them Cowboys last night? 34-0. Go get them, boys. Love you, buddy. Such an awesome person. Great pastor. Good to have you, Dustin. Great to have you here. I don't know, the Vikings are winning too, but it's just because we have like the best third team in football. And so it's probably true of the Cowboys as well. Once the regular season comes about, they'll probably be terrible. So, but we got to take our W's now, Dustin. We got to take them now. Tim's here from all the way from the Rocky Mountains. Good to have you, Tim. I still just think it's so cool that we like that you're here from Colorado. That you actually come on to the live stream from Colorado. Super cool. Swan's checking in. Good to have you, Swan. Melissa said, how'd the kids do summer serve? Well, Krista didn't do very good summer serve. She sat in the car. But Tyler did great. Tyler worked the whole time. He got 3.5 hours, I think. He needed some community service. So I'm planning to write you another letter, Melissa, to get you going for the next for those hours. I'll write that for you. Where's Kevin at? I think we're getting a lot of spam comments here. I don't know what's going on with you guys. Let's see. Everyone loved kickball today. It was awesome. Krista says, I did nothing, no participation whatsoever. Completely true, 100%. Greg can't even believe people aren't pressing the like button. Crazy. I know, Greg, it's crazy. Greg wants to be a moderator. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where our moderators are at, though. Steven's in the house tonight. Man, everyone is here. Tyler's Minecraft channel's here. Zumo got that. Yeah, we did tie. The game ended in a tie today. Let's see. Let me just put Waffle in a timeout real quick. Okay, that's better. Okay. Big Dog Bros in the house. Good to have you. Adrian says, I got a home run. I did not get a home run. I scored from first base, but I did not get a home run. But I did score the tying run to tie up the game. Then we got our third out, and we had to hold them in the bottom of the fifth in order to reserve the tie, and we did. Oh boy. Tim says, best way to relax is to get a pizza, sit on the floor with the kids on a blanket for a Friday night indoor picnic. That sounds great. Sounds pretty good. Pizza? Do we need to do pizza? My wife's actually in the room tonight, but she doesn't want to participate or be in the video, so she's making faces now at me. But I agree, though. Pizza would be great. Let's see. I don't know what hashtag hungry is. Can you explain that to me, Greg? Egotistical Waffle was saying it way too many times, so that's how he got a timeout. And now he switched accounts. He's doing it again. Kevin, can you put the almighty Krat on a timeout as well? These kids. Oh, yeah, Krista, 8-8. You're so... That's really funny, actually. That's crazy. Todd says, Andrew, God has been working in my life, but it seems my life is upside down. Why does it seem I only notice or feel like God is within knockdown, drag out lows? Well, Todd, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that when we are at a low, that's when we tend to turn to God. And so sometimes it can be kind of a warning signal for you that, hey, we were... you maybe weren't as focused on God until things got bad. And then when you're in the low, then God really begins to work on your behalf because you begin to actually seek him and notice him. And so I think that's the way it is for a lot of people. Maybe maybe you got to check your heart and see if that's the case. If not, then maybe you need to, maybe it's just something where, he's just supporting you. He's just being there He's being there in that time of low and being your comforter like he promised that he would. And I don't know, a couple different things there. We'd have to go into more details, but yeah, I don't know 100%, but those are the two things in my experience. Number one, you haven't been looking for him until things got bad. Or number two, really, he's just being your comforter. I have no idea what's with the hungry thing. I really don't, but... Let's see. Steelers are doing good, 15-0. Are the Steelers actually playing right now? Can you tell me, are the Steelers playing? So many comments. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay. Tim says, like the Sunday evenings, but I really hope to get back there for Sunday mornings. That would be awesome, Tim. Very cool. Adrian says, Andrew, I sucked at kicking. No, you did not. You were not bad. I was actually the worst one on our team for the first 2 rounds. So, I was carrying a child while playing, so maybe that was part of my problem. But we pulled it out. We came back, Adrian. We did all right. Meatloaf says, Waffle, why are you like this? I'm wondering the same thing. Let's see. Melissa says, I work 10 and a half hours today, so I can't wait till the kids go to bed. I have to be up at 6 to take the boys to school again. You don't have any young kids, so you can just go to bed, can't you? Isn't that how that works? Or do we always have to wait till the kids go to bed? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the hungry thing. I don't know. Just don't understand. Can you guys at least explain it to us so we can be in on the joke? Okay. Kevin says, You are awesome, Elizabeth. You and God both play a huge role in Andrew's accomplishments. Kittanning needs you as much as him. Totally agree. They need her more, actually. You disagree? Okay. I don't know if she's disagreeing or not, but anyways. Oh, boy. Brad says, maybe hashtag hungry means they are starving for attention. That's probably accurate, Brad. Brad says, I got you out twice. Yes, Brad caught both of my first two kicks in kickball. It was very unfortunate. It's probably why we didn't win, to be honest with you. Let's see. Todd says, if I can get my car running, would like to get together with you just to talk if possible. We can totally do that, Todd. I'm going to be out the last couple days this week, but if you can come Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and then just let me know what it looks like after that if those 3 days don't work. But I'd be happy to meet with you. Even if we just meet at my office, or we can go grab lunch somewhere too. So. Krista says she doesn't deserve to sleep. Is that true, Melissa? Is that true? You don't deserve to sleep? Tim says, any videos from your game? Yeah, I got some cool videos from the kickball game. We have a really cute little boy in church, and he actually scored the 8th run for the other team. And I got his run in, and then he gave me a big high five, and I got it all in slow motion. So I think and I got a few other kicks as well. So I think it'll be really good. Let's see here. What else we got? Let's see. Just trying to find it here. I think I'm just going to hide people entirely. That will work better. William Sorokin says, I caught a live stream. Very cool. So, William, this is a really cool story, actually. I know William Sorokin from back in Greensburg. Somehow he saw my video from Greensburg. And now, I don't know about it, Bill, but I think you've been like binge watching the content from the past couple years. I've seen all your comments on past videos. Super cool that you found me, and I don't know, it's just really cool because I actually knew who you were, and so then I I remembered your name 100% exact, right when you made the first comment, and I even told my wife, I was like, I knew that guy. I knew that guy like when my life was not very good, and I think your life was maybe not very good either. And so I think we're both a whole lot different people than we were 10 years ago. But I think it's just super cool that God seems to have brought us back together. And now you were saying you want to come visit Living Water Church someday soon. And I think that would just be amazing. So very, very happy that you found the channel, and very happy that you're doing well. I just been saying a couple of little prayers for you every time that I see your name. And I hope that you're doing really great in Greensburg. I don't even know where you live. It looked like you maybe lived in Youngwood or something now. But yeah, anyways. Let me know when you're coming up to Kittanning. I would love to have you. Let's see. But it's just like the power of the internet, the power of YouTube. I just think it's super cool. Let's see here. Sorry, I got a lot of like comments to filter through here. Oh, Connie says my throat was sore from screaming. Yeah. So partially into the kickball game, Connie says, "I don't run, I scream." And she kicked the ball. She was getting chased down, and she really did. She really did scream. Absolutely hilarious. I loved it. Kevin says, "Looks like more okra is coming in." Yeah, the community garden is just doing really, really great. Kevin's wife actually posted a couple of pictures of the tomatoes. Let me pull it up right now so you guys can see. If you're looking for some tomatoes, there's lots of different things coming in at the community garden. You can go down there and you can find kale, you can find lettuce, you can find tomatoes, and evidently there's some okra coming in. But I think Connie has that on lockdown, so don't pick the okra. Give that to Connie; she needs it. But you can see there's some like really nice tomatoes coming in. They're huge. And so if you are looking for some tomatoes, you can probably find some green ones if you want to do fried green tomatoes. And then I'm sure you can find some red ones as well. Over the coming weeks, they'll all be coming ripe very rapidly. So make sure you go down and check out the community garden if you haven't seen it yet. Roblox says, "How was your day?" My day was wonderful. How was your day? Okay. Tyler's Minecraft channel says, "We should play some Minecraft, Andrew." I've actually played Minecraft. I do have it on my iPad, actually. The kids and I play it every now and again, but yeah, I'd be down for that. I need to get an Elgato so I can actually record like live streams. We need to make that happen. Todd says, "How's the homestead veggies and apples?" I don't know. Let me show you. Actually, I'll show you. Bear with me here. You got to see this harvest from tonight. I didn't harvest for like a couple days, and so just totally insane. I had to weigh this cucumber. This is a cucumber. This looks like a zucchini, but this is a cucumber. This was 2 pounds and 4 ounces. I've never seen a cucumber that big, but it grew. This grew in a week at my house. It's insane. These are all the cucumbers. I picked like 20 cucumbers tonight, and then look at these zucchinis. These are like they're monstrous. They're like this size of this one's bigger than a football. It's insane. So I have got six huge zucchinis and like 20 cucumbers. And then I have all the my tomatoes are starting to come in. I didn't have any real tomatoes planted, but I just had volunteers, and so yeah, it's just been really crazy, the garden. I can't keep up with it, or I haven't been able to keep up with it. Now I will be able to now that summer serve is over, and so that will help me significantly. So I'm gonna go ahead and catch up on the garden. It's just full of weeds. There'll probably be a couple videos on me trying to like catch up on my life. Because my garage is an absolute wreck. It was a wreck before summer serve, but now after summer serve, it's crazy. And then now, so I need to clean up my garage, and then my garden is full of weeds that are getting ready to go to seed. And so I really, really need to get the weeds out of my garden, or at least the ones that are going to seed. And then I'm going to have to start digging potatoes pretty soon, too, because frost is going to be right around the corner now. We're like less than 60 days from frost, and so I need to start bringing some tomato or potatoes in the house, and maybe put up the tomato plants, get those up so all my tomatoes don't get ruined. But it looks like the tomatoes that actually are coming in volunteer are like my favorite tomatoes. They're called Rosellas, and they're like a deep, deep purple tomato, and they just have the sweetest taste. They're so good with eggs, amazing. So, anyways, that's how the garden's doing. It's doing great. The apples are completely done for the year. I'm all done harvesting apples. I might get a couple more here and there, but um, for the most part, they are done. But I ended up with 32 jars of apple butter, I believe, that I made this year. And then I probably cut and froze at least 8 gallons. And then I have several gallons from last year still carrying over as well. So We are flush with apples, my friend. Let's see, where are we at? Gosh, y'all are crazy. Kevin says, huge tomatoes. I have large hands and they were all bigger than my hands. Yeah, huge tomatoes at the garden. I don't know why, but well, I do know why. We like planted them in straight compost, but that the system now at my house, we're like on the third year of this Back to Eden garden. I only added compost the first year. I have not added any compost, just wood chips in the years since, and I'm still getting these crazy harvests. Like cucumbers are supposed to be very difficult, hard for your soil. Zucchinis are very hard on your soil, and those two things just thrive at my house. It's craziness. Um, the potatoes, though, Kevin, I saw you had a question about potatoes. Last year, we put potatoes as we harvested them. We just put the biggest potato right back in the ground, and it was just kind of an experiment because we had so many. And this year, I didn't plant a single potato, Kevin. Both rows were completely full of potatoes, and I did a test harvest on some other ones that were around, and I ended up with probably 50% more potatoes this year than last year per plant. And honestly, I think we've had worse weather this year than we had last year as well. So overall, the potatoes were a huge success. And if we want to do that in community garden in the future, I think we could definitely do it. It's so easy to plant potatoes that way. It takes out half the work. It's like, why wouldn't you do it that way? So I think we should do it at the community garden. At least have one row and just kind of dedicate it to potatoes forever. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't try it. Let's see here. Kevin says, pickle that thing. That'd be the craziest pickle of all time. A 2 pound pickle would probably be even more. It'd probably be even heavier after it was soaked for so long. Tim says, now that the Mavic is up and flying, a church themed video would be great. There are some wonderful old churches around Kittanning. Yeah, I really want to do a church video with the old, I think it's not the Presby Church. It's like an Anglican church or something. Episcopal church. What's the big one that's on the corner? There's a big, beautiful church that's right by Meredith Inn, and so I actually want to fly a drone in that church if they would allow me to, because I think it would be a beautiful video. And plus, I've heard there's a lot of crazy history about that church, so we need to make that happen soon. Todd says, "Wow, that is huge. So that's a no on getting ahead. Holy cow! Yeah, yeah. I'm definitely not ahead on the garden, but I am. As far as harvesting goes, I'm even keel. I'm not behind. It's just the weeding. I got to do the weeding and mulching." Tyler says, "Dang, cucumber looking thick. Yeah, very very thick." Melissa says, "Vandergrift has a community garden. That's cool. That's awesome." AJ says, "I'll see you Tuesday." Very good. AJ, half those cucumbers are yours, my friend. I'm bringing them to work with me. Let's see here. Todd says, "Wow, apple butter. Isn't that a all-day event to make apple butter?" It normally would be, but for our process, it's actually, I mean, it's still an all-day event, but I use just a crock pot. And so you just fill up the crock pot with apples. You add 2 cups of sugar, 3 tablespoons of cinnamon, or sorry, 3 teaspoons of cinnamon and a teaspoon of nutmeg and a teaspoon of salt. And after you add that, you just cook it all day long. As soon as it turns dark, you cook it on like the lowest possible setting, and then once it gets real mushy, I just mash it with a potato masher, and then I have a stick blender, so I just blend it up. I don't peel them, I don't do any of that, so all the peels stay on it. I do take the cores out, obviously, and then I cut off all the bad spots. But overall, it's a really simple process. And then basically, every single crock pot gets you a crock pot full will get you 2 pints. Is that right? I know, I think a crock pot gets you 4 pints. And so yeah, I think so. So a crock pot, I believe, gets you 4 pints. So if you do 2 crock pots at a time like we do, you can get up to 8 pints a day doing that. And so really 32 then is only 4 batches. So yeah, it's probably about right. We probably did it in 6 batches because some days I did 2 at a time and some days I did 1 at a time. And then my method of canning is really easy too. I just put the jars in the oven. I put them in the oven at 250 or 275, and so then the jars are sterilized. I boil my lids, and then the apple butter is already boiling. And so as I just fill the jars with the boiling apple butter, take the jars out of the oven, fill them with the boiling apple butter, put the tops on, and I'm done. So it's super simple. It's like the easiest process ever. I made a video on it last year that was making it in I used to make it in a roasting pan. That didn't work out though. My roasting pan actually, it started to flake off like the black nonstick part, and it ruined all my apple butter last year. It was like 18 jars or something that I put in a roasting pan, and it ruined every single jar. It was so depressing. So never again in the roasting pan. Now I only use crock pot, and honestly, it's easier anyway to do it that way. Braden says, have you ever moved your garden in the past? I have not at my house. I just keep my garden in the same place every year. I just continue to mulch it. Now, every year I do put crops in different places to kind of build in some rotation. But the way my garden is set up, my chicken yard is at the top, and then my garden's here. And so all the chicken manure, when it rains, it flows down into my garden, and then I have all the mulch there as well. So I get fertilizer, and then the mulch breaks down, and that acts as fertilizer as well. And so my garden is extraordinarily fertile. It hasn't had any issues in leaching nutrients or anything like that. Haven't had any problems whatsoever. I actually started now adding a lot more permanent things into my garden as well. So we're continuing to make it better every year. And then my garden now, I kind of see my garden as like this test bed for the community garden. So things that work well in my garden, then we can just take right over to the community garden, and my house can be the experiment, and everywhere else can be the real deal. Swan says, can't believe we're coming to the end of August already. Where did our summer go? I know, it's crazy. Next weekend is Labor Day weekend already. I cannot even believe it. I'm planning on going to church on Sunday, but other than that, I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to be at home, work at home, and catch up on things here. I'm really looking forward to it. So many comments. This is great, you guys. Okay, Kevin says, I was talking about the garden today when I was sitting here and think of all the people that got food they needed from it. It makes you feel so amazed. Totally agree. The garden has done so much better this year than I thought it would. Honestly, I was just hoping that we would just get it set up this year. But the abundance of harvest that we've had out of there, the blessing, and really, I mean, how many times did you water it, Kevin? I know you watered it when we had seedlings, but maybe half a dozen times. And since then, I don't think that it's been really watered. We haven't had to really, take care of it super closely. We're just really taking our time, or really just kind of letting God do His thing, and letting people take care of it, and it's been really awesome. Let's see. Ready for the Fortnite collab? I am ready for the Fortnite collab. We just got to get on the calendar. Let's do it. Todd says, I have a 6-quart crock pot. Yeah, you do have a 6-quart crock pot. That's pretty standard, I think. But when it boils down, you only end up with 2 quarts of apple butter because they cook down so much and all of the liquid basically comes out of them. And so I fill my crock pot up to the very top. And actually, I can't even put the top on. That's how full I fill it with apples. And you still only end up with 4 jars of apple butter. So Greg, I'm loving your comments. Absolutely loving it. Could you listen to the Kids Bop cover of Old Town Road? That sounds just entertaining enough that I think I need to. I'm not going to do it on the live stream, but I'm going to check it out afterward. Let's see here. Braden says, have you ever thought about doing what Justin Rhodes does with his chickens, like using them to prepare the garden by scratching the ground? That's exactly what I do, Braden. That's how I learned to do chickens, was by watching Justin Rhodes, and so that's how my garden's set up. You'll have to come check it out sometime. You and your dad will have to come out and visit, and then I'll show you my whole chicken setup. But that's exactly what I do. The only difference between me and Justin Rhodes is I have a static coop. My coop doesn't move. He has like a coop that he moves around. He moves all of his animals around, but I don't really have the luxury at this point in time to do that. I would like to at some point have a little mobile coop that I would move around, but I don't have it right now. Let's see here. Greg's ragging on the baby boomers. Hilarious. Melissa says, Andrew, you better pray for everyone at the high school. I have to go back tomorrow and straighten those people out again. Well, go and be nice this time, Melissa. If you'd just be nice, you'd get a lot further in life. I don't know if you ever heard, but like honey catches more flies than vinegar. Have you ever heard of that? You need to be sweet. Tyler says, this was a nice live stream. I wish I lived in Kittanning instead of Ford City. I mean, everyone from Ford City wishes the same thing, Tyler. I can't blame you one bit. Let's see here. Connie's going to the auction on Wednesday, buying apples and tomatoes. That's fantastic. Connie, I might have a tomato connection for you. Someone sent me a note that they had a ton of tomatoes. Actually, they just replied back to me. Let me check it here. Roma tomatoes, many bushels of Roma tomatoes. Yeah, he was wondering if I want them, so I'm going to say I'll take them. And I'll make sure that you get some, Connie. Sorry, just sending in the message now. Okay, that's done. Let's see here. Todd says, how long will the apple butter last after canning? Here's a wild question. Why is it called canning when you are using jars? That's a great question. I'm assuming it maybe just has to do with the lid, like you're putting a, I don't know. I have no idea. But yeah, the apple butter will last. Every canning book that you see will say that it lasts a year, but if you get an older canning book, they all will tell you that it lasts at least 2 years. And that's been my experience as well. I'm still eating apple butter from well over a year ago. Still tastes just as good as day one. My understanding is 2 years minimum, and it can last much longer than that, depending on, how good the seal was in your canning, all that stuff. But it'll last a long time, longer than it'll last in your house, Todd. Let's see here. Tim just wishes he was a little closer to Armstrong County. Totally get it, my man. Totally get it. Jeez. You guys are giving each other advice on how to make tasers now. This got wild. Melissa says, I'm not sweet when I deal with the school. You're just not sweet all that often, Melissa. You just need to be sweeter. You gotta be nicer to people. PewDiePie hit 100 million subscribers. Is that actually true? Did he really get to 100 million? That's so crazy. Gosh. I'm just cracking up at your guys' conversation here. We're already at 40 minutes. I think I am going to end the live stream here pretty soon. I'm just reading through the last couple comments. Make sure you get it on camera when you tase Andy. Oh my gosh, crazy. Greg says, please make me moderator. Zumo Jumo is offensive and needs a permanent ban. We'll handle him, Greg. We got it under control. Almighty Krat says, listen to the Kids Bop Old Town Road cover on live stream. Let's see how fast I can embarrass you in front of the entire church. Oh my goodness, you guys. Sorry, I'm looking up the Kids Bop here. It just sounds too funny. Sorry, ads. Bear with me, getting there. We'll just end on this. I'll probably get a copyright strike, so as soon as they start singing, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the live stream. But it's been really awesome to have all of you guys tonight. It's been such a fun conversation. I'm gonna take a restful week, and we're gonna still press on. We're gonna keep trying to transform the city of Kittanning for the better. Epic. All right. I'll finish listening to that after I get off of here. It's been awesome. Keep being great, you guys. Keep pressing in to what God has for you. Keep living your life to the fullest. God, we only get one chance at this thing. We only get one life. So keep pressing in. Keep doing your best to change the world around you for the better. And we're just going to make Kittanning the greatest city in the world. It's awesome. Love all of you, and I will see you next Sunday evening. I'll have a video up tomorrow morning, so make sure to check that out. It's the very last Summer Serve video for 2019, coming up live tomorrow. Have a great one, guys.